Now today is a very special day for one of radio's most innovative soap programmes. Acrebury celebrates its 1000th edition and is the brainchild of BBC Wiltshire Sound's Gerry Hughes, who not only writes and produces the series, but is also the voice behind all the characters in the village. The first episode of Acrebury for BBC Wiltshire Sound went to air on April the 4th, 1994. And this is how it all began.
The county of Wiltshire has many vales, hills and downs. There's the Pewsey Vale, the Deverell Valley, the Vale of Dauncey, the Marlborough Downs and of course Salisbury Plain, to name but just a handful. However, there is one area which is perhaps not so familiar, the Fox Vale, so named because of the River Fox which meanders diagonally across it from southwest to northeast. Acre Down, the ancient hill fort which looms above the vale, is primarily chalk and has a traditional Wiltshire white horse cut into its side. What it looks down upon is a clay vale, an area...
That's really how it all started. Gerry Hughes is with us now. Gerry, hello.
Hello, Graham.
Did you have any idea that it was going to take off in such a big way?
No, I didn't. I know a few people who did. Keith Souter, for one, who was one of the founding fathers of Hospital Radio Swindon. And I must say it was all thanks to him that the whole thing began in the first place, back in 1974.
Because a lot of people don't realise that. They think that Acrebury is a brand new series on Wiltshire Sound. I mean, obviously it was launched on Wiltshire Sound, as we said, in 1994. But in fact, it has its roots much further back than that, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. It started life as an idea I had for a book that I wanted to write because I felt there wasn't much modern fiction based in Wiltshire. So I invented this village and these characters and wrote about them and thought about them so much that I began to hear what they sounded like, knew what they looked like and knew where they lived. But the book did never get written. And then one day, when I was working in the agricultural engineering industry back in the early 70s, I called into my old school at Wootton Bassett to see Keith Souter, who was my electronics teacher there at that time. And he said, I've got a nice reel-to-reel tape recorder for sale. Are you interested in buying it? So I said yes, and I did. And he said, no, it will give good enough quality to broadcast on hospital radio. How about joining? And he said, you live at Lynham. We get a lot of people in Princess Margaret Hospital from there, report on things happening out there. So I went away and I went a few steps further than that. The following Monday, took the tape into Wootton Bassett School, gave it to Keith Souter and thought, well, I'll have a good laugh and I'll go away and do something sensible. Keith didn't laugh. He put the tape on, heard about the first minute of it and said, I'm astonished. That is brilliant. He said, if you can do a quarter-hour episode a week, you're in.
Initially, it was a narrative from you, wasn't it, with the characters built in?
Yes.
It's only in recent years that the characters really have taken over.
Our senior producer, Keith Stainer here, who you'll remember was producing the afternoon show back in 94, came to me and said, look, will you resurrect Acrebury? And I said, well, OK, we'll have a go, but we'll have to get some local actors in to play the parts. He said, no, he said, you did the characters in Hospital Radio days, you can do it again. And I was absolutely astonished. But we decided to do it as a narrative, like storytelling, because we thought that the character voices might confuse the listeners too much. Well, after a few months, I decided it was dragging a little bit. I dropped the narratives and just brought the drama, the acting to the fore, and I think it is all the better for that.
I think it's fair to say, Gerry, that you're not frightened of tackling controversial issues.
No.
HIV featured in one episode in particular. Now, tell us about this. This involved Jim Crichton dropping a bit of a bombshell.
What happened was Jim Crichton was Carol Harris's boss at Foxvale District Council, and he was a womaniser, basically. He managed to entice Carol to have an affair with him over a number of weeks. But what she didn't know was that he was also having an affair with the Foxvale District Council's personnel officer, Penny Thomas, who told him that she was HIV positive. And he had to break the news to Carol that he may have passed it on. You know, Sophie and the kids have all left me, do you?
Yes. Word has got around.
Penny Thomas dropped an almighty bombshell on me this week. I had no idea. The bitch strung me along.
Perhaps now you'll know how it feels, then.
The implications of what she told me apply to you as well. We might be okay, but we've got to get ourselves tested to be absolutely sure. But even then, Carol...
What are you trying to say, Jim? Tested? What do you mean?
Carol, Penny Thomas is HIV positive. Now do you understand?
My God!
Come the following February, Penny Thomas herself went to see Carol, and it turned out that she wasn't HIV positive at all. She'd just made up the story because she wanted to nobble Jim Crichton, because she, as well as Carol, knew what he was up to, and they just wanted to frighten him.
I just wanted to see his reaction when I told him the story about me being HIV positive. The look of horror on his face when I told him that load of old baloney. Just a minute. What are you saying, Penny? I thought you being HIV positive was the truth. No, of course not. I was just fixing Mr. Crichton for good and all. You cow! You bloody cow! What? Oh, he deserved it, Carol. He was a rat. It broke his marriage up. It broke his own marriage up. It's broken my marriage up. What? Why do you think this house has been sold, eh? Why? I don't know. Because my husband has left me. He's filing for divorce because I had to come clean about me seeing Jim Crichton, and because I thought I might be HIV positive too. Oh. Good Lord. Carol, I've been through bloody hell since Christmas. I've got an appointment next month at the hospital's GU unit up, and all for nothing. You'd better get out of this house. The damage you've caused, you ought to think yourself lucky I don't break your bones from limb to limb. I had no idea it would cause such a chain reaction. I'd better go. Carol, I'm sorry. I'll see myself out. I never want to see your face ever again. Oh, God.
Gerry, a mighty fine bit of acting, if you don't mind me saying so. When you're doing these characters, a lot of people still say to me, no way, he doesn't do all the characters himself. But you do.
I do, yeah.
How much does it draw from you? How much energy does it take from you? What's it actually like? And how do you put yourself in the frame of mind to carry out the characterisation?
Well, you have to believe in the character for a start. You have to believe in the lines that you've got on the page in front of you. In fact, you must make sure that they're not lines, but they're actually characters talking. So you have to really think, and all the time when I'm actually recording a scene, I'm actually pretending to be that person, and I actually make facial expressions when I hear the answer in my headphones from the other character, what they're saying, and thinking, good grief, has he really said that? And you actually do literally mentally have to get yourself in to the framework.
What I find very interesting is that a lot of the early editions were recorded in our studios at BBC WILTSHIRE Sound. You now have equipped yourself out with a complete studio at home.
Yes.
You do a lot of this at home. We'd like to apologise to Gerry's neighbours now, actually, for some of the rows that you hear going on, and make it absolutely clear that he is just recording another episode of Acrebury. What's that like, though, recording it at home in your own house?
It's superb. A shop doorbell over the top of my bedroom door. I've even got a door knocker on the door. My hall and landing is so echoey that you can turn it into a church with the aid of a little bit of electronic reverb equipment. I've got a post-production studio which doubles as what you call a dead room, where you do scenes that are supposed to be out of doors or in cars, or if you're at a disco or somewhere where you've got a lot of people, then obviously you don't get any room reverb. It works so astonishingly well. I thoroughly enjoy it. It's my own little world. So for 2 days a week, there I am recording these episodes. And I'm not in Wootton Bassett at all. I'm somewhere else.
Let's go to something that's very important, something which drew a lot from you in terms of character acting, and that was the death of Major Harcourt.
Yes, it was. It was a big decision to get rid of a major character, and Major Harcourt had been suffering from heart problems. There was a lot going on about hunt sabotage, and I wanted to get rid of his son Joey, basically. So actually Joey shot him.
Get off my legs, you stupid man! Scum! I can assure you, young man, that the scum is not standing on this side of the fence. Has anyone called the police?
I don't know. This is getting very nasty.
You're telling me? Vernon, I don't feel so good.
Is it your heart? Look, don't hang about. There's a way through down there. Get your horse into a gallop. We'll cope here. The police have been called now. Gallop out of it,
Right.
Ronnie. Go on.
I'll see you later. Come on, boy. Come on, Lightning. We've got to get out of here. Get back home.
And the rest, as they say, Gerry, is history.
Absolutely.
Now, as well as the more serious aspects of Acrebury, you certainly have had a lot of humour in the series as well, some very funny moments. And I know that one that sticks in my mind in particular, and I have put in a request for this one, by the way, is when Collingbourne actually sat on Mabel's dentures.
Is everything all right, Mrs. Palmer?
I can't find me dentures. I took 'em out to have me tea and biscuit. Now I can't remember where I put 'em. They ain't in me bag. Are they in your coat pocket? No. Oh dear, where be they?
Just a minute. Didn't you and Mr. Tuck swap places earlier on? You were sat over there when we first came in, weren't you?
Oh, I believe I was. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear.
What is it, Mr. Tuck? What's wrong?
Oh, I'm ever so sorry, Mrs. Palmer. I've been sitting on 'em. Oh, my lord, they be broke to smithereens.
That's brilliant, Gerry. Really very funny. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1000th edition of Acrebury. And Gerry, here's to another 1,000.
Thank you,
Congratulations.
Graham. Thank you.
Where should we dump these, Betty? On the sideboard for now, Carrie. Here, you couldn't give us a hand, could you?
Yes, what do you want me to do?
I got a job to get me corsets fast.
Oh, let's have a look. Oh, one of the hooks has come off. You got another pair?
In the wash.
Oh, can you manage like that?
I can't do without because I look so frumpy.
I got a safety pin in my
Oh.
bag. That'll do it.
Gerry, you through there?
Keep out, Albert. Betty ain't decent.
Oh, sorry, Bill wants to know what time the cars are arriving.
Tell him he's got a head like a blessed sieve. 10:15.
Betty, love, what time are the cars due to
Oh,
pick
Lord,
us up?
give me strength.
Oh, I almost forgot. Happy anniversary, you two.
Is there any sign of your granny grump, lads? Well, what do you think of your old mum, eh?
Oh boy, I don't know about Noel, but I've never seen you look quite like that. That hairdresser's done you really
Yeah,
proud.
Greg's right, Mum. You look beautiful in that dress.
Thank you. The pair of you.
Hey, come on, it's your wedding day. You shouldn't be crying.
Setting me off now. Do you think John will approve of me as well?
He'll be as proud as Punch, Mum. If he isn't, he damn well should be.
Hello, love.
Thank God. I was beginning to think I was going to have to come upstairs and physically pull you out of bed. We haven't got much time,
It's only
Barry.
8:10. Wedding's not till 11.
In
love.
case it has escaped your notice, we've got to drive Valerie over to Compton Avenue to your parents for the day. You've got to shave and put on a tie, then we've got to get back to Carthampton Register Office.
What time's blessing service at church?
Midday. Now, what do you want for breakfast?
Bit of toast to do, love.
You sure that's enough to keep you going?
There'll be plenty at reception this after.
By the way, what was that official-looking letter about that came yesterday?
Eh? Nout, love. No, nothing.
Are you all right, Barry? Only you've seemed a bit odd since yesterday.
Odd? Me?
Yes. Are you feeling all right?
Aye. I've got something to tell you, love, but I want it to be a big surprise. I can't tell you just yet because I'm still numb.
What are you talking about? John, is this hat all right?
You've got to be joking. You weren't wearing that, Mum.
What's wrong with it?
Makes you look like Miss Marple. I thought you used to have a nice broad-brimmed one.
Thanks a bunch. I ain't got time to go changing it now.
But the broad-brimmed one.
I wore that to the last wedding.
That was ages ago.
Married in the morning. Ding dong, the bells
Oh,
are gonna
here's the very
chime.
personal give me an honest answer.
Me give an honest answer, do us a favour, love.
Her hat,
Oh
Hester.
dear, makes you look like Margaret Rutherford, Vera.
Oh, that tacit. I won't wear one.
Oh
Here,
dear.
John, you look smart in your tipfer and tails. Studding your tie too cool. I could walk you down the aisle with you myself.
I'll bet you could.
Now, look, you have a lovely day, darling.
All right.
I'll make sure them caterers is sorted this afternoon, so don't you worry about nothing, love. How about a kiss roll Esther, then, eh?
My dearest daughter, our car awaits.
Do I look all right, Dad?
You're an absolute picture, me love. You'll be the most stunning bride at Carthampton Register Office this year, I expect.
Steady on. My word, Carol, if John ain't proud of you when he sees you, then there'll be something wrong with him.
Yes.
By the way, before I forget, Happy anniversary, you two.
Oh, thank you.
Did you get the card and flowers? Yes, thank you, dear. Oh.
Hey, come on, in the car, you two, 'cause it's 10:20 now.
Well, I could count the number of words you said to your parents just now. I wish you'd tell me what this is all about, Barry.
Later, love. I gotta let it sink in first.
You haven't jacked in the Telecottage partnership with Tony Hewitt, have you?
No, not like that. Yippee!
Barry, what the hell are you doing?
Eh?
Watch the road.
Oh.
Have you entirely flipped or what?
No, love, no. I'm just over at Moon, and I can't wait to tell you the news, but I'm not gonna do it until reception this afternoon. Can I help you? Alec Harris. You're looking a few years older, but it's you nonetheless. I'm sorry, you have the advantage of me, I'm afraid. I haven't changed that much, have I? Wait a minute. You're not David Parker, Carol's first husband, son of the late James, once vicar of this parish. Good Lord. Where the hell did you spring from?
I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
Hello, Mrs. Clark.
Hello, Mr. Clark.
Could you all bunch up together a bit more? Oh, sorry, mate, I'm on your way, only I just want to get a snap of this myself. Who are you? I'm the bridegroom. What? No, you're not, Uncle Edwin, you're the best man. Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. I'd prefer it if you were in this picture. Can you take your snap afterwards? Oh, well...
For goodness sake, Edwin, get in line with the rest of us.
All right.
Here, Betty, have you noticed Vera Clark's hat? Yes, it don't suit her. Makes her look like Margaret Rutherford. And what's up with Brenda and Barry Dixon? Just what I was wondering, Carol. He looks just like he'd been hit over the head with a mallet. Look on his face.
OK, everybody, smile, please. Thanks, Alec. There's the sugar if you want it. Cheers. So, let me get this right. Carol's getting married to John Clark, right at this very moment. So where do you come into all this? I don't. We divorced nearly 3 years ago. I still keep in touch, and I'm just down here to the end of this week, see? So what are you doing here at Acrebury Green Farm? I'm in one of Carol's bed and breakfast rooms. It's all changed since I was last in Acrebury. When were you last here then, David? 1984. Oh. I've since followed my father's example and gone into the church. Oh, our youngest Noel, he wants to do the same thing. Good for him. If I can help in any way. Oh, yeah, thanks. One of Brian Barrett's friends over in Canada, a guy called Glenn Murray, come over here and bought this place from the Barretts a couple of years back. You are joking. No. I never thought they'd get rid of this place. Very good offer, apparently. Sadly, he died of cancer and left the entire farm and land to Carol. Good grief. Full circle. Yep. So she's landed on her feet, hasn't she? Yeah. So's old John, ain't he?
I never thought we was all going to get here on time. The way that registrar dragged his heels.
Well, we are now, Betty, so don't panic.
Oh, no.
What's the matter?
The pin's gone in me corsets, Bill.
Oh, no.
The one our Carrie put in.
What does that mean?
They're going to be loose during this blessing service. I shall have to go home before the reception. I would like to welcome you all to St Mary the Virgin Acrebury to join in the service of blessing of John and Carol as they begin a new life together. Well done, you two. I hope you both be very happy together.
Oh, we should have done it years ago.
Better late than never, eh? As the old saying goes. My word, they've done a good job of this place, haven't they? The old stable block, yes. Or should I now say the function room and restaurant?
Yeah, have either of you heard from the solicitors as yet about exchanging contracts on the pub?
Perhaps we should chivvy them up a bit, Vera. Oh, not a bad idea, Carol. I'll get onto it tomorrow morning.
Ladies and gentlemen, could I have your attention, please? Thank you. First of all, I'd like to start off by wishing Carol and John all the best in their new life together.
I can't hear myself think with all this here thump-thump music.
What's the matter, Mother? Of course it's too tight.
That is not funny, Howard Brian.
Oh, pardon me.
Hey, what's this I hear about you threatening to beat the daylights out of Gareth Owen on Saturday night?
It was all a misunderstanding, Mum. I've since apologised to Linda and I treated her to lunch out on Sunday.
Good. Control your temper, my lad. And don't you get drunk this afternoon, mind.
May I have this smooch, Mrs. Clark?
Of course, Mr. Clark.
Happy?
Ecstatically. Hey, have you spoken to Barry and Brenda at all?
Not much. Why?
There is definitely something going on there. Barry seems to be in a permanent daze.
Isn't that normal?
Oh, definitely not.
Perhaps they was both shocked at being asked to the marriage, eh?
No, all joking aside, something's definitely happened there. Right, Barry Dixon, I've waited long enough. What's going on? Why have you been in such a strange frame of mind?
You know that official-looking letter that arrived for me yesterday?
Yes. What was it?
It was from premium bond people.
Premium bonds? Barry, are you saying that your premium bonds have come up?
Aye.
How much?
500.
500? You're acting strange over £500 worth of premium bonds.
No, love, no. 500,000.
Pounds? For £500,000?
Yes.
You're saying you've come up £500,000 on the premium bonds?
We're rich, love. We're flaming rich.
Oh, Barry, I don't believe it.
Yippee!
Baby, I like